this is the 1st of January, and what happens? Well, a bunch of new laws kick in, and I'm going to go through some of those laws throughout the rest of the show. But the big one that with most of us, affect most of us, not the sanctuary state law, the new one, but I'll talk about that later too, is it's now legal to recreationally smoke marijuana. And so we've become a pot state. And now we're the 6th state to allow licensed shops to sell marijuana to anyone with an ID. All they have to do is show they're 21 years or older. It's like buying alcohol. It's like going into a liquor store, and there you go. So you don't need a doctor's recommendation for medical marijuana anymore, although a lot of people are saying, well, we're still going to go there. And I'll explain why in a minute. So a couple of rules. How about smoking on the streets? You can certainly smoke cigarettes on the street. You can't. This is like drinking. You can't drink on the street. So no one can consume marijuana in public, even in areas where it's legal to smoke cigarettes. For example, outside, where you have the various people that work in this building. You walk out the front door, and there they are sitting around smoking and taking their smoking break. And I would, if I were their employer, I'd say, what the hell are you doing here? How about going back to work, huh? Oh, okay. Then it's a law with the breaks and all that, but I don't care about that. All right, so what happens if you do smoke on the street, in bars and parks? Well, a fine of $100 to $250. Where do I buy marijuana? Well, these are shops, marijuana shops, that are now opening up dispensaries. Now, medical dispensaries aren't necessarily going to make the switch. Why? Because, well, it depends where. Because here in the City of the Angels, for example, and in most of Southern California, they have not yet met the requirements for the licenses because, according to state law, the cities have to issue licenses. And here in Los Angeles, we haven't. They haven't figured out the laws yet. Why? Because most of the people on the board, the regulatory board, all went to LA Unified School District, and they have yet to figure out what the hell's going on. Okay, emails back to whoever. All right, so where do you buy? Do the dispensaries, the medical dispensaries, automatically become open to everyone? Absolutely not. The dispensaries still stay medical dispensaries. There is a map of legal recreational marijuana shops, and that's put up by an organization called the Californian. It's kind of cute, huh? All right. So what do I expect to visit to a marijuana store? Now, there weren't marijuana stores, so prior to this, and I smoked my share of marijuana, you got it from people who had marijuana. Yeah, dealers or friends. It was fairly easy. It's not like heroin or cocaine where you really needed a dealer kind of person. But yeah, everybody had grass. So today there's a store. But man, you look at the stores, they look like cafes or Apple stores. Dozens of different product types displayed in glass cases and explaining. So who do you ask? You ask the bud tender for recommendations. That's what they call them. That's hilarious. But like going to Costco or going to Best Buy and asking someone technically what's the difference between this and this, what TV, the price, and they don't know what the hell they're doing. Same thing here. Are they going to hire people that really know what they're talking about? I guess former pot users or people who've been using pot that really know the stuff. Maui Wowie was very big when I was smoking. And then there was Afghanistan Kush. Today, there's a zillion of them. So it says, educate yourself. By the way, this is a promo for the Californian. They have primers, smoking, vaping, edibles, tinctures, product reviews. It's very heavy and very funny. Can I have marijuana in my car while I'm driving? About the same as alcohol. You can't have open containers of marijuana. What you can do is you can have a sealed package in the car, but the recommendation is do it like you do booze. Just throw it in the trunk, and you don't have a problem. Then there's never an issue as to whether it's open or not if a cop wants to harass you. And here is the problem they're having. And that is the experts, law enforcement, has yet to have a concrete way to measure current cannabis impairment. there's no way of measuring. They can measure if there is marijuana in your system, and marijuana stays in your system for a while. So let's say you got stoned 3 days ago, and I don't know how long it stays in your system, but I know it's more than 24 hours. I know it's more than 48 hours. So you get stoned, it's in your system, and all of a sudden, there you are. They know you're smoking grass. And then what ends up happening is it's the same rules for any impaired driving. You can be charged under the influence, and the cop has to see you have you're changing lanes, you're blowing through a stop sign, and then if you look impaired, then they do the blood test, and if you show marijuana, that is like a DUI.